Hello, welcome back to Ratropolis. It is Navigator on the Forest. Let's begin. How you doing today? Hey, how's it going? It is good to see you once again. Sunday afternoon for you. Saturday evening, afternoon, you know, however you want to slice it. It's 7 o'clock. And it's 5:30 on a Saturday for yourself. Or Sunday. Yeah. Moving on. How you doing? I am doing well. Thanks for asking. Hanging in there as always. Hopefully you're doing the same. I feel like I've been doing Ratropolis for the entirety of quarantine. I don't know if that's quite right. But I feel like I've been doing these Ratropolis episodes pretty much. I mean, when did I start these? Like, end of February? So not quite. Quarantine started like end of March, really? But I feel like it's been going on for the entirety of the Ratropolis series, which is... I mean, what do you think is going to last longer, the quarantine or this series? I hope it's this series. With the way things are sounding here in the old states, it sounds like they're moving away from quarantine entirely. States are reopening. I'm not going to get into it, all of that. But for better or for worse, it sounds like the quarantine may be coming to a close here soon. Which, again, I'm not gonna really hit you with any hot takes on that. You don't need to hear it from me. I respect you enough to say that you can form your own opinion. You don't need to hear my takes on it. My opinion doesn't really matter in this sort of a circumstance. I'll take these. We are the Navigator, so we have a good early economy. Navigator and Merchant, I think you can buy from the first shop pretty aggressively. But other characters, I think you'll probably... It depends on how your start went, I guess. Do I need these two houses? Nah. I don't need the two houses, right? When I make this choice, I decide based on my population at the current moment versus my economy. We've got plenty of houses. I'm going to take the advisor. Oh, cool, we got messenger. That's pretty fun. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you're surviving, as I am. Been doing, I mean, you know what. Do I really gotta tell you? Literally the most exciting thing that has happened to me in like weeks that I can talk to you about is that I recorded Stone Shard before this episode. Normally I record Ratropolis back to back, but this time I finished this the first Ratropolis episode, and I went, you know what? I'm gonna play Stone Shard, and then I just did Stone Shard, and then, you know, I won't tell you how that episode goes, but I did it. 2,000 gold for 1,000 gold? I mean, is this really worth it? I don't think so. And then I closed it out, went and got some more food, because it was like, what, 5? That's not quite right. But basically, I didn't record these all in one singular go, if you will. As I often do. I usually record Ratropolis, Stone Shard. Ooh. Okay, I've talked about this being in this position, right? When I find myself in times of trouble, when I find myself in a situation where I've not taken any cards that aren't buildings into my deck, and I have this choice presented to me where I get a building, grain, or military, or like, you know, replace these with skill, economy, etc., etc. I actually think that the military pickup is good. Let me take you through our military card options real quick. I'll take a moment. We'll go a little more in-depth on my opinions here. Yo, remember Ratropolis in-depth, which just became the hard mode series? Huh. Anyway, what are the good military cards we can get from this? Well, let's see. Crossbow, Musketeer, Druid, Banner Rat, Longbow Rat, Guardian, Shield Rat. Did I say longsword? I don't think I said longsword. The list, the list goes on, right? What are the alright pickups from this? Militia, guards, pike rat, slinger. What are the bad pickups from this? Like, exiled, but what are the odds? Yeah, see? Longbow rat. That is a fine pickup. And that pick also can shape your run, right? Now we have longbow, we pivot into something a little more focused on longbow. Take a sip here. Refreshing. I'm back to green tea. As I said, I have forsaken the Coca-Cola industry, moved into the green tea life full time, but like a little more controlled, right? I don't want to take one of those. I'm not like full on, full send 16,000 cups of green tea a day like I was. I was drinking like three or four. And these cups that I'm drinking, they're not small cups. They are quite large. That is an important thing to note because, you know, 3 8-ounce cups a day, oh, that's no big deal. These cups are probably like 16 ounces in the vicinity. They're quite large. But it's something, you know. I'm not drinking soda, which I imagine that is slightly better for your teeth to not drink the forbidden beverage. Livestock? Nah, I'm gonna take tannery or I'm gonna take a house. I'm gonna take a house though. We're in a position where slow building up here is fine, right? There's 2 ways that you really find yourself in a strong position with a lot of money towards the end of the game. You either build up because you get something really strong. So, for example, if I were to get like raise tax or steel mining, things like that, right? Then you can build up over time very slowly. I'm gonna put longbows on the front line for now because these early waves, it doesn't matter. Right, or like you cash in a big forbidden trade to pose an option that we see here. But alternatively, if you don't get a ton of money throughout the run, you can just slowly, especially with something like longbow, we can just sit here. I'm gonna take both watchtowers. We're gonna try something a little interesting. But we can just sit here. We can slowly build up our stack of longbow rats. We can just take it easy here, okay? And it's no big deal. I don't need to rush into some sort of economy because we're slowly building out our army. Whereas if this run were to be going a little differently, per se, I'm gonna put these down. It's gonna spawn some plague rats, but I think it's fine. They were just sitting here, militia, guards, etc., etc. I would probably need to take that tannery because I would not have any real long-term strategy. I just need to get a good base of money so that I can have a pool ready of money, right? Where things have gone awry and then you just drop a bunch of money on redraws. But since we're going to slowly build up here, it's no big deal. Hopefully that made sense. I realize that might not have made any sense. I think that made sense. I don't know. Essentially the idea, wow, that thing one-shots buildings? Holy moly, I didn't know that. The idea here is essentially that I don't really need money. My money will slowly increase over the course of this run, as long as nothing goes terribly wrong, right? Because eventually I'm going to have all of my population of longbows played out. We're going to gain money instead of lose money when I just wait. And I'm not in a dire position where I need to be hitting that redraw button real hard right now. And so from here we just kind of chill, we take it easy, relax, and then die in about 22 waves, as recent runs have indicated is the strategy, apparently. No, nothing too crazy. I've been talking about it. I'm going to be starting out Stone Shard on the stream here pretty soon, which I'm excited about. Been really feeling playing a lot of Stone Shard. So I'm gonna play that for a little bit. I'm gonna play a campaign or two of Stone Shard, and then I don't know. If you got any cool suggestions, you got something that you'd be like, oh, I would watch this on stream, feel free, hit me. I do not make any guarantees that I will take your suggestion and play it. However, I might, if you hit me with something that I really like. Phoenix Wright was a game that was suggested to me as a joke. Like, haha, you're playing Phoenix Point. What is this, the sequel to Phoenix Wright? And I was like, oh, wait. Yo, we're gonna play Phoenix Wright. Wait a minute. And that was that was a really fun thing to play. So feel free. And if you don't have any suggestions, that's cool too. I will work it out. I'm looking for something story-based. Right, I think I've talked about this. Collect? What do you think about collect here, just straight up? Collect will give you So the way you math it out, right? Collector's worth 55 gold minus 14. See, not really though, because like it works a little differently than that. Here's the reasoning, right? You take collect and you play it, but then you lose 30 seconds of tax income. You lose 5 times because sorry, I dropped something. When tax is collected every 5 seconds, 30 seconds of tax being frozen, you lose half that. But then the second collect you lose less, and then the third collect you lose less. You could like factor it out, right? Say it takes you like 5 seconds to play the second collect. You lose like 5 extra, and then the second collect is worth like 110 minus 11 is worth like 99. It's, you know, it's weird to think of it like that. I take this and nothing else, or I refresh. I'm gonna refresh. Yeah, I'll take restaurant. It's fine. I don't doing the math and running the numbers like that is like, yeah, it's cool and all, but does it really make a difference? Nah, not really. You could make that same choice and just go tax low, me not take collect, and find yourself in a similar position to where we are now. But when it comes to min-maxing in this game, by the way, our hand size is not 6. Don't get it twisted because of all the leader plus. I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, hand size is 6, hand size is 5. We draw 5 cards. Hand size is 10. I draw 5 cards. I've just been thinking in a sense of we only like hand size and deck size I've been using interchangeably. I'm going to keep the deck to 5 cards on this one. Left side's the side that takes the easier wave. Although in this one it might be the harder wave, I don't know. Can make a really, really strong case for repair here. The strong case is repair walls, enemy don't kill me. Oh, apartment too. Powder keg actually makes sense here too. Like this is the first time in a very, very long time that I've looked at powder keg and gone, yeah, I could see it. If it wasn't up against good options, like hell yeah, I would take it. Oh my god, we just got Settler. Alright, we didn't win off of this, but like, come on. That's really strong. Now the repair isn't huge here. The repair isn't gonna do everything. Like this isn't an auto win by any means, but it's gonna help. It's gonna make a difference, I would say. I feel like I was on something there and then I lost it because of a few choices that had to be made. Ooh, bud. That's a beautiful sight right there. What do you have for me? An upgrade, a legendary card. We could do the old duck and longbow. It is a tried and true combo. However, I don't really want to. I'm just gonna say it. I'd rather just upgrade repair. I don't really feel like taking Duckling Rider. That's all it really comes down to now. What do I feel like doing? Where's for adults? I will never take the Royal Guard. You can tell me, you can sing the praises of Royal Guard. You can shout it from the rooftops for all of your life. I won't do it. I refuse. But no, we're playing Stone Shard soon. I think this is what I was on about. Playing Stone Shard, I mean, I played the first night last night in comparison to when you're hearing this. Poison Fog actually does pretty well here. Does it though? Nah, I think taking Poison Fog is bait. However, I do like the shock pickup here. Now you look at Lottery and Collect. I think that one of the most interesting card comparisons in this game to me is Lottery versus Collect. Because you look at Lottery here, and you look at Collect here, and you go, huh. Lottery, no... I mean, theoretically, your potential gains from Lottery are better. If you play Lottery 10 times, you should expect to win 3 times. This is how I calculate the Lottery value here, right? So it's like, Lottery is probably going to be worth about 130 times 3. It's going to be worth about 390 gold. If I play it 10 times, you subtract 160. In theory, Lottery should be worth about 230 gold every 10 times. You average that out, it's probably worth about 23 gold per play. Is that very good? Nah, of course not. But there's variance, right? That's not actually how it is. there's an extreme amount of variance involved in that. But I think it's a fun... I love the numbers in this game, I really do. It's why I talk about them a lot. I really, really enjoy thinking about the math and how the numbers work out in this game. I hope that you do as well. Because if not, I got bad news for you. I'm gonna take that because we can actually play that and have it finished within... it's gonna be a minute, but it's still probably fun. Actually, if I'm gonna take that, I'm also gonna grab this livestock then. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to take some fun stuff now. Did they change the particle effect on shock there? I think they might have. Oh, this isn't leader plus, that's right. That doesn't work like that anymore. Vines would be good, don't get me wrong. But I gotta stop walking this line here. We gotta make some smart choices. We gotta take it easy. You know the deal. I think I was talking about Phoenix, right? I played Phoenix Point. You've heard me complain incessantly about that game. I'm gonna actually lose the tax here. You've heard me complain probably endlessly about that game and all the things that I didn't like about it. But after that game, I played Phoenix Wright, and it was one of the most fun games I played on stream, I think. I think that it's very enjoyable. I think that I do well in playing story-based things. Things with a heavy story for me to, you know, make some observational comedy where I go, haha, this doesn't make any sense. Like all of Octopath Traveler's second half, more or less, for example. Oh god, they definitely added a new particle effect to that. I like that a lot. So I'm looking for something that'll be fun to play from a story standpoint. I'm leaning towards, because I've heard a lot of people say it's very good, Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door. I've heard a lot of good things about it. We're gonna remove guards here. I removed Potter, we're gonna remove guards. We're going to have our contingent of militia here ready to defend in case something goes wrong, which it will over time. Eventually the enemies are going to start breaking through this unless I get something a little bit stronger. So for now, we utilize militia. We hope that these two advisors we get off Ancient Book doesn't ruin me, which it shouldn't. My big fear, and like the reason that I'm not just like, yeah, we're definitely playing this, I think you can get this repaired, by the way. Yeah, you can, look at that. Cool. But, and feel free, if you've played Paper Mario and you can attest in either way to this, feel free to let me know in either direction if this assumption is correct or incorrect. I imagine, though, that Paper Mario is a game that isn't very serious, if that makes sense. Because it's Mario. I think about it and I go, well, how good could the story of Paper Mario be? It's a Mario game. How good can the story of Mario be? Mario, your princess is in another castle. That's it. That's the whole story. Take 2 random advisors here by upgrading Ancient Book. We'll take territory expansion. Feel free, correct me if I'm wrong about this, right? But I have trouble imagining the seriousness of a Mario RPG. I imagine it's going to be like lighthearted and kind of silly. Which is my only reservation, right? Because I enjoy... I think the seriousness that I can poke fun at is the way to go about it for me, personally. I could be wrong. Big armory. I mean, there's only one way to find out, right? You play it. Well, I'll probably look at some gameplay of it, right? That's what I'm most likely gonna do, is just watch like the first like an episode 1 of someone playing through Paper Mario, for example, just to see what it's like, get a feel. Nice card removal. I am going to remove. I almost want to remove militia, but that seems wrong. I don't want to remove either of these labors before this book is done. I think I cancel that. Banner rat. Well, alright. I mean, look, you're gonna offer, I'm not one to look a gift banner in the banner. 7, 8, we'll put 1 more down here. Now, what I did learn is I feel like with longbow, you want to have a good base of longbows built up before you begin throwing down your banners. Axe office. I could take Guardian as well. Guardian is a very good choice of just like, yeah, now we're very safe, right? If they break through, they gotta go through like 2 or 3 Guardians. But I think that it's fine to go. Oh, look, I'm greedy. The longbow strat is fun, and I enjoy it. However, it lends me to being very, very greedy. God, I love the weather effect they put in on this map, though. I really do. Yeah, battle begins. No problem. No real worries. That event's always been kind of strange to me. The old, and there's like it's literally just like, yeah, randomly 4 enemies just appear and start hitting you. Like, it's very, very non-threatening, I feel like. Buildings of my choice for 2,000 gold. Let me think about it. So the always fear here is to take too many quests. Earning 2,000 gold though, we have 25 tax. It's not too hard to see myself making enough gold to make that worth it. And 2 buildings of my choice that can literally, like, it's one of those ones that's very easy to find yourself getting something good. Literally just take like 2 apartments and that's value. That's 30 population on this run with Settler. Which is more money because of income, or tax income, yeah, it's like, I feel like it's gotta be right. 8-2, we wanna make sure we're even out here as well. But no, for the most part, like, this run is not in the bag by any means. There's no, do not make any mistake. I'm not trying to imply to you that this is a definite victory. However, we're in a good spot. We've got Longbow Banneret, we've got High Priestess can even dig us out of an even more, yeah. We literally had that, ever since that run where I was like, yeah, High Priestess, I don't know if High Priestess is all that good. Like, if you get hit, if they trigger High Priestess, it's probably over anyway. And then the same run, when I took High Priestess triggered and saved the run. I was able to recover. Especially, I think that High Priestess actually does better on the forest than other maps because of the way that, like, the way that you lose this map, right? Let's go through it real quick. How do you lose each map? Here's a fun little thought experiment. How do I see myself losing each map most consistently, or most often rather? The forest you lose because of like 2 waves stacked up and you got run over by like 15,000 of the they're not salamanders, what are they? Just lizards, right? I think they're just called lizards. Just like two waves stack up of those lizards and they just decimate you. They steamroll you so hard. Right? That's how you lose this map. How do you lose the desert? Fire arrows wipe your midline and you can never recover. Like, you lose 100 population in a single round and go, well, there's no coming back from that. And then the coast, you just die to the captain. Like, you just die to wave 20. And as like a side option, I guess, depending on your run, you could see I could see myself losing. I'm a fool. This quest is going to be done pretty quickly. I can see myself losing on the coast to, like, it's Weasel Barrels, it's the Weasel Captain, it's the Weasel Barrel Boss, it's Harpoons pulling your back line. You need to really never get touched by enemies on the coast. And so, which map does the High Priestess really help the most with? This map, right? Because the big stack of salamander or lizards hits your wall, and then they just pop. They just all die. No big deal. And you're saved. 20 labor cards is actually taking me quite some time here. I gotta point out. Monastery? Yeah, you know what? I will take Monastery. And each map now, with the changes, I feel like you play slightly differently on each map. Because the desert being higher health enemies, you gotta take into account, like, it's harder to just not get hit on the desert. Whereas on this map, it's easier to just not get hit, but if you get, like, really I die the most to overconfidence and dying to big stacks, right? Or the turtle, like, the turtle can kill you on this map as well. Or not respecting the owl and having him wipe your backline. Any of these options can lead to despair. Another house here. There's a way to defeat this boss. I'm going to spend a little money on redrawing here. Now, I believe the strategy. is going to be... you got anything better? No? Alright. Strategy here is very simple. I'm going to spend some more money. It's 400 gold to do these redraws. 2 buildings of my choice. This is something that I will do after this run, or after this wave. He'll drop this thing to 5, and then I will repair in time. Yeah. And that saves you a little bit of heartache there. Now, I could very easily see myself losing here. Give me 2 great advisors. Oh god. Alright, that is just worthless. I'll say it. My militia, they've decided that now is their time, but it's fine. Yeah, so essentially what you should learn from this one, well, what you should learn from what I just did here is very simple, it's very straightforward. What I want you to take away from this is that against that boss, against Weasel Chieftain, you have the time to repair the wall if you're doing a strategy like this. If he's charging your wall and he breaks your wall, you have the time to just repair it. Which leads me to an interesting question of, is it actually better, like can you just stay one wall up and then your units will be stacked up on top of the wall? I wonder. So let me turn what I just said that makes sense in my brain and makes no sense to you into words that make sense to you. If you have a full melee army, or like a melee and short range army, for example, standing at the front wall, if he charges and breaks that wall and then you just repair it, is that good? No, probably not, because your units are going to be running away. It's a waste of your time. Yeah, nah, don't do that. Okay. Legendary card, library. I could take 2 libraries off of my upcoming pick 2 cards. I think I'm going to take 2 tax offices, though. Or like maybe a tax office. I'm going to take this library. Here's the situation. We have a lot of population to spend. What am I going to do about that? Ah, that's a great question. I'm very glad that my monastery didn't get broken. That'll be helpful. I think it would be interesting if you could buy card removal. I think that would really change my vines here. I don't know what that would change, but it would be interesting. Because it would definitely change something. You can't deny that. Would it be a good or bad change? It remains to be seen. I'll tell you when I see it in action. I mean, if you could buy card removal from these, then the monastery would be worthless, right? Because you would just get market and it would be better. I don't know. I think like maybe what I'm thinking is like a single-use card that removes a card for you. I have space for 2 tax offices? I do. Let's cash this bad boy in. I could upgrade this and get extra buildings, but nah. What I don't have space for actually is I don't have space for any 3-space buildings right now. I could not take an apartment and place it right now. I think it's right to just take 2 tax offices, right? Because you look at this and you go, what do I need? I need money. If I need money, I should just take tax office. In a situation where I have 100 population, 2 tax offices is going to be worth, roughly 50 gold every 5 seconds. We're going to go to like 90 tax, which is a lot. I don't really think there's an alternative. That like the only thing I could even entertain is like maybe libraries, but strongly doubt it. Yeah, we find ourselves in a position now where we just need a few card removals to find a victory on our doorstep. Here's our first one. But we are pressed for time here a little bit. We're going to need to... Oh really, I only have 1 space on that side. Interesting. I thought this was 2 spaces for sure. Yeah, 90 tax. Very nice, very easy peasy. I can repair now. I feel like I've been seeing steel a lot less lately. However, I think I feel that way pretty much entirely because Leader Plus doesn't have steel. Only 1 space, how about that? And we want to make sure we're repairing those walls between waves. I could put down some musketeers as well. Like the alternative is we just put down like 5 musketeers in front of this, which I think I should do actually. I think I will just put down some musketeers alongside. And from here, I mean, it's not, we haven't won. I'm not going to be arrogant and be like, yes, this run is over. We have done a victory. However, it looks good. I'll just say it. It looks real good. What I'm interested to see is how far away does he shoot as sniper? Ah, it is AoE archers actually. Very fortunate that we got the longbow dream. We got 12-4 and we got 13-4. Alright, we'll go up to 5. But yeah, all in all, it was a pretty straightforward run. I mean, I'm talking like we've won, and every time I've talked like we've won in the past, I've lost the run from my own idiocy. This is a longer run though, because I paused and I did some speaking a few times in this one. I'm gonna go ahead, we're going to say goodbye to Militia next. But no, I paused, I did some talking about some key concepts. I think this was an interesting run in terms of learning something. Hopefully you feel the same. Maybe you learned something. Maybe not. I mean, I feel like at this point I'm running out of things to teach you. Which is fine. I don't know if there's a whole lot for me to teach at this point even. Game's pretty, This game, I think that this game is either, it either, depending on how you play it, is unbelievably difficult or pretty straightforward and you can win pretty consistently, right? Like this game is either mind-bendingly difficult for you or it's not so bad, right? I don't think there's much of a middle ground where the game's like, yeah, it's alright. I think it's by nature of how the game is. You can find this thing to be real confusing because there's a lot of little tricks that you pick up on as well. Like I didn't even mention it there, but a little something you can do if you start a repair and then enemies move past the wall. Another tech specifically for this sort of a build, right? Start the repair, enemies move in past the wall. You don't want to let the repair hit max because then they won't let you keep repairing. I released the repair and then started repairing again when the lizard that moved into the territory was killed. The number of times that you need to use that is so infrequent, but I'm pretty sure that's how the mechanic works. I could be wrong, mind you, I could be very wrong, but I believe that is how it works, where it only locks you out of repairing if you start repairing if the repair reaches full while there's enemies still in the territory. Anyway, I'm going to win the game now. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna... Yeah, 2 raise taxes to get to 873. I'm gonna miss that. I'll just say it. I'm gonna miss it. Where are we at? We're at 14.5. We're at 14.52. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and instead of putting down any more longbows, I'm just going to put down an extra musketeer. And this is our front line here. Musketeers should deal with anything that sneaks on by. And from here we're like, yeah, come on. A good run overall. By this point in the run, I usually am at the, you know, this is the part where it's like, okay, now I go back to talking about whatever I was talking about, but I never do because I always have forgotten whatever I was talking about or finished the thought. I don't think this episode's any different. Or if I have... I was talking about how I've been playing Stone Shard, right? I'm pretty sure, or how I'm going to be playing Stone Shard. For you, I have played Stone Shard already. None of this matters. I can take a house, sure. But then I get into it, I get into the theory of what's going on. Also, I do not have space for that house, huh? That's interesting. I'm actually completely out of room in the colony until a merchant shows up with a new choice. God, I love that animation. Like, that particle effect is sick, I gotta say. Yeah, wall, please. Oh no, I was talking about story-based games. I was talking a little bit about Paper Mario and how I'm planning on playing that. I remember now. Got there. And then I asked you for your hot takes, if you got anything cool, and then I think I just moved on because I don't think I have anything else to say, actually. Never mind, maybe I did finish that thought. I don't know, I feel like I drop a lot of thoughts like this, however, I think it's fine. When the game demands my attention, the game demands my attention. There's not much I can do about it. And, I could put in that mortar and just see, we could just roll the dice on if I'm gonna live or die. It's a fun combo. Speaking of, we played this run on the last episode of normal mode. Now that I think about it, Thorn Fence plus Vines. This one is the same. Actually, no, this one's not the same because this one is not a Steel Infinite that I can possibly lose and then, you know, finish the episode and then just let out the longest of my life as I sit there and think about how I tossed away a perfectly winnable run. What do I want to remove here? Nothing. You know, minor spoilers for a recent episode, but you know, like I said, I don't expect many people are watching all of these. I know that you're out there, and I appreciate it if you are watching all of these, but I never really, you know, pumping out 2 episodes a day. That's a lot of content for you to intake. I recognize it. Plus Stone Shard as well. That's like an hour and a half a day, if not 2 hours, depending on how long the Stone Shard goes. This all sucks. I'll take Dancer, sure. Dancer's fun. I'm making a lot of content, but it's more of like I'm making a variety of things so that, you know, you can hopefully find something that you enjoy watching. I will take the Engineer here. I wonder what happens. Can that event show up if you have Engineer already? Because I had the option to have Engineer at this point. Oh, this is wave 27. I look over there thinking I'm gonna see something else, but no, I know. This is wave 27. There's a big wave of enemies coming on the left, and there's a 4 enemy pod coming on the right. Reverse those cardinal directions. Sometimes I get my directions mixed up. Left and right. Those aren't cardinal directions. Cardinal directions are up, right, down, down. No, wait, no, that's something different. The cardinal directions are, of course, north, south, east, and west. Kanye West, that is. What do you have for me here? I will take house because we will not be expanding any longer. We will just be upgrading. You ever think about how Kanye West in his immediate family has half of the cardinal directions? Because he's west, he's west, and then his daughter's name is north. Wonder if they have 2 more kids, if they'll name them south and east. Something about that, right? Something about that, because my mind is like, yeah, northwest, sure, that makes sense as a name. Southwest, yeah, absolutely. And then I just go, east-west? What am I saying? Kanye West, he wouldn't name a kid east-west. That's ridiculous. Pretty sure he would. You guys big Kanye West fans? Probably not. I used to be a Kanye West fan in high school, although not really, because it's more like I discovered my enjoyment of rap music in high school and found myself enjoying Kanye West's older work. However, I did not enjoy Yeezus upon release. I was not a fan. Ignore that. However, I wonder if I were to go listen to Yeezus again. I've been meaning to. I wonder if I would find that album more agreeable with myself now that I have grown older and moved out of my all new school hip hop is garbage mindset. Because, you know, I was, unfortunately in high school, I'll admit it, I was one of those people. Oh, if the only real hip hop is Eminem, Tupac, Biggie Smalls. Although I wasn't like actually going out there and being like, ugh, you listen to Kanye West, more like Kanye trash. Am I right, fellas? No, I wasn't one of those people. But I didn't keep an open mind. I didn't listen to things like Lil Wayne, for example, or I can't really. You see, the problem is I'm making this musical history of my life, musical taste history, but I don't actually listen to music right now very much. Like, I'm listening, in terms of hip hop especially, I'm barely listening to anything. So Messenger does not show you what the enemies are going to be anymore. An important thing to note. This could be the owl, or it could be the snack. I have no certainty. However, I'm going to put down some musketeers just in case it is the owl. With Dancer, my boys should get here in time. It's the snack. Alright. But yeah, right now, to conclude my musical thought, I've just been listening to a bunch of indie stuff lately because my friend sent me his Topster. I finished mine, he sent me his, and his is a bunch of indie music that I've been like, hey, this looks cool. I want to listen to something new. Because I've been struggling to find anything that I really am excited about lately. And there you have it. Another Vines plus Thorn Fence run, but yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I took the random military card because it was the best choice. They gave me longbow. There was nothing I could do. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave me a like. Subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.